My name is Peter and this is my colleague Ilias, and today we're going to be showing you the basics of chess. One of the things to remember is that there are white chess pieces and black chess pieces, and to start the game the white chess piece always moves first. The first piece we're going to be introducing today is the pawn. This can move 2 spaces from its starting point, or 1 space if it chooses to. So after moving 2 spaces, it can only then move 1 space at a time. So today I'm going to start my move here, moving 2 spaces. It can only attack diagonally, like so. One of the unique characteristics of the pawn is that it can become promoted. If I move in another space here and move again, upon reaching the other side of the board, it can then become either the piece can be promoted to become a rook, a knight, a bishop, or a queen. And that is the basics of how to move the pawn. The next piece we're going to be describing is the rook. The rook cannot move through a player, nor can it move over a player. It must have a clear line of sight. I will now be moving the pawn 2 spaces. Now, Now it can move side to side or forwards and backwards. It can attack moving forwards or backwards, like so. But it cannot move diagonally. It can only move side to side, forwards and back. The next piece we're going to be discussing is the knight. The knight is the only player that can hop over another piece in the game. It can move in an L shape, like so. And thus it can attack in an L shape. It can move in an L shape in any direction. The next piece we're going to be discussing is the bishop. The bishop can move diagonally, but only on the white pieces, only on the white chessboard pieces. So we can move, let's say here, and then he can attack diagonally, as long as he has a clear line of sight. As you can see here, there is also another bishop, and he's on the black squares. And he can only move when there is a clear line of sight on the black squares. The queen. The queen is the most powerful piece on the board. It has the ability to move diagonally in any direction, forwards and backwards. Thus, it can attack like so. Diagonally, and it can attack to the side as well. The next piece we have to discuss is the king. The king is usually not an offensive player to actually attack with or play with. It is usually meant for the entire game to protect the king. but the king can move one space at a time or attack one space at a time. And it can move in any direction, diagonally, forwards or back, or side to side. Check is when the king is placed in danger, such as when he is placed in danger by the bishop taking the king. Thus, no move can be taken until the king is either moved into safety, such as so, or a piece is moved to block the attack of the bishop on the king, or any other player. Checkmate occurs when the king can no longer move out of danger. Thus, in this case, the queen can take the king, or the rook can take the king. If the king were to move, he would still be in check, or he would still be in check, and therefore he cannot move into this position. Therefore, he cannot move because this pawn is here. Therefore, he is in checkmate, and the game is ended when the king falls.